Welcome to Big Boy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community, all of the interwebs. No channels working hard to keep you in the know when it comes to crypto, and this is Around the Blockchain. We're going to do Monday through Friday at 5:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about your favorite topic, which is crypto. And today we have a never-before-assembled guest panel here. Some are saying it's the best panel we've ever had. We're going to go and start on the top right with, you know what, he can't get enough of those Satoshis. It's the old Megbkz serving up that good knowledge to all the people out there in the incubator. Then on the bottom right, first time on the show, but friend of the channel and friend of Hit Network, Meg. You can see her with Meta Money. She was in Malta. They're doing big things out in Malta. Then on the bottom left, he's coming in. He said he's trying to take that belt from Ben tonight. It is Taco from the Pluto Alliance, but he's facing the Pluto Alliance Supreme Commander himself. That is right, Ben Armstrong, back from vacation. How was Disney World or Land?
Disney World. We went to the Star Wars Hotel. Stayed there a couple of days, and then Grand Floridian. I have a bum knee or a bum leg, so I was being wheeled around. So it was, not the best experience, but we had a great time. Family time is important. You got to make sure you put that in. And after a few weeks of being gone, conferences, baseball tournaments, vacation, I'm ready to get back to the grind. Let's do it.
All right, maybe you can roll into that victory spot. But we're going to be talking about Nexo looking to acquire Vault. We'll have TikTok gaming and NFTs and some major things happening with stable coins. Are your coins safe? But before we do that, let's look at the crypto market and see how things are moving. And we just had a little bit of a recent pump. I'm going to go ahead and refresh, make sure we have the freshest data available. And it looks like Bitcoin at 20,400. That plane is catching up. It was jumping time zones here. But Ethereum up 1155. And you can see it, a nice 3.5% pump, slightly up for the week. Now, Ben, you've been on vacation for a while here, but the market's kind of around the same price as when you left, but it's been very volatile. And I don't would say anyone would say it's been boring. When you come back and you see this maelstrom of activity, what were your thoughts?
It's extremely boring. Like, it's so boring that, it didn't even do anything while I left. I was gone for 3 weeks. The internal infrastructure of, the crypto environment, including exchanges and staking platforms and DeFi, totally crumbled, while I was gone. So that was interesting to keep up with all that stuff. Of course, the first day I left was, the day that, I fired off that tweet about Celsius and, class action lawsuits and all that. So I had a lot, did a lot of interviews about that stuff while I was gone. But, outside of that, the crypto markets just aren't doing anything, guys. And look, this is the thing that lulls you to sleep. This is what lulls you to sleep in crypto. This is what gets people to, to where they tune it out. Because here's the truth. The truth is you can tune out crypto for probably the next 2 or 3 months. And as long as you come back in at the right time, you'll be okay. But you don't know when to come back in and tune back in unless you're watching and paying attention. We're not going to see anything gigantically significant outside of insolvent exchanges, in my opinion, and maybe some regulation stuff. We got some overarching, Fed problems. With the rate hikes and the Fed meetings come out tomorrow. I'd say watch out for the Fed meeting minutes tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big possibility of dump. It's been consistent all year long. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but I would just say, it's easy to be lulled to sleep by these prices. Just like a little baby, you rock the baby to sleep. That's what the big money's trying to do right now, trying to lull you to sleep so you get out of this market. And I really do believe, though, that the vast majority of people that are still in crypto, still paying attention right now, they're probably not going anywhere, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving. All right, well, let's talk a little Nexo. I have their Twitter right here. If you just weren't aware of what Nexo was, leading regulated institution for digital assets, 250,000 followers, and they're looking to acquire Vault. Right now, they have signed an indicative term sheet. They have 60 days to explore all options, and basically, if it's going to be bought in the next 2 months, it will be bought by Nexo. But Vault had halted all withdrawals yesterday. It was saying it was facing challenges after the volatility from Terra, 3AC, Celsius, Voyager Digital, BlockFi, CoinFlex, CoinLoan, and the broader market. Wow, there's a lot of exchanges went down. I didn't realize there's that many until I started reading them down. But Nexo also may be looking to expand their Asian operations here. Vault has a very high Asian market. And it looks like this could be yet another cheap acquisition of a customer base. Now, Megbkz, we were talking about, having things, we keep them, we have the little babies, we raise them. Well, let's raise them in the incubator. Kind of want to know what you're thinking in the incubator over here. Let's crack this eggshell. Is this just a short-term play for their customers, or are they kind of similar to, say, SBF, maybe just looking to acquire strong companies at cheap prices? What do you think? This is more about their balance sheet or their customer base?
I think it's a combination of the two. I think they have enough capital on hand to operate and function as a business, hopefully, and they have enough runway to get through the sustained bear market. But they're also looking at using this downturn as a way to kind of elevate themselves and get to the kind of the next step in the ladder. So a lot of the times, bear markets, these are opportunities. So this is them acquiring new customers effectively, and I think in the entire industry, a little consolidation isn't the worst thing, right? We're seeing FTX kind of doing this. We're seeing now Nexo do this. And I don't think there was so many of these different exchanges trying to get this pot of gold at the end of the tunnel or at the end of the rainbow rather. And not everybody can get that final pot of gold. And you're seeing that all these VCs were trying to get these exchanges to get these high interest bearing products to get users, but natural progression is that there's going to be consolidation in the industry. And for what it's worth, I think after everything that has happened, right, we've seen the entire collapse of a top 10 cryptocurrency. We've seen a lot of these traditional finance companies that are in the crypto industry, the BlockFi's, the Celsiuses, effectively become insolvent and go under. And crypto's still here, right? Your top companies, your top projects, they're still here. They're still chugging along despite all of this, basically a perfect storm of activity. So I don't want to say it's bullish, but it's pretty exciting that like the crypto ecosystem is kind of still churning along despite all of these different things. And I don't think anybody could have predicted this, but we're still here.
Yeah, some are saying Richard Hart predicted it. Now, Meg, I'm just kidding there. Meg, I was looking at what they did. What did Vol do exactly? And it looks like they had 12% return on their stable coins. Is the day of these high returns just gone forever? And also, if you see something offering double-digit rewards, have your thoughts changed over the past 60 days? Like, I know now I am much more wary and a lot less trustful. Are you experiencing something similar?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am not looking at any staking options at this time. I do think it's really scary and a big eye opener to what is happening out there. I personally have never been through a bear market, so this is my first one. But then you get all of these platforms shutting down and having all of these problems, a lot to do with the liquidity and the staking rewards. So I'm absolutely completely turned off from leaving my crypto anywhere but my hardware wallets. And that's something that I would say to anybody who is newer to the space or might have, their crypto on the platforms, on these staking platforms. If you can move it off, not financial advice, obviously, but do what you can to protect your crypto. Custody your own crypto. So definitely a different outlook at this point.
Yeah, not your keys, not your coins. Now, Taco, Sam Bankman-Fried, he just said less than 10 days ago that we'll see many exchanges and lenders show themselves to be secretly insolvent. Now we're seeing this from Vault. Are there going to be more? Do you have any predictions, or has maybe the contagion stopped spreading? What are your thoughts?
Well, thank you, DZ. Thank you, BitSquad. Thanks, Ben, for having me on. I'll always love being on ATV. I'm like the designated hitter when someone doesn't show up. I'm always there for you guys.
But not for the softball team, is what I heard.
Oh no, I'm always there for the softball team. Of course, got to hit those dingers. So yeah, to answer your question, I mean, all the little exchanges, I mean, they are on the chopping block when it comes to being insolvent. I mean, when it comes to crypto, you see every single day coins pump 10, 15, 20, even 30% on a coin market cap. Convex Finance is up almost 40% today. So it just comes down to it. Like, you're in crypto, you see these big moves up and down. So if you get in the right times, what's a APY of 10, 12% going to do when crypto is already as volatile as it is? So to be safe, just, what Meg said, just hold on to your crypto. Don't keep it on exchanges. If it's your fiat on-ramp, okay, yeah, then move it to a hot or a cold wallet so you have custody of it. I mean, I could go down the list of all these small exchanges. It's just kind of throwing a dart at a wall, and you're probably going to hit one, and it'll probably be insolvent tomorrow. So, yeah,
Okay,
just be careful with your crypto.
You want to throw out a prediction? How many will go down in July? 0 to 10? I mean, do you have a number?
5.
5? Okay, all
5
right.
are going
Bearish.
down.
Might be a cold July. All right, well, let's move on and talk a little TikTok and gaming NFTs. We just had the head of gaming at TikTok step down. His name is Jason Fung, and he looks like he's starting a new venture called Meta Zero. No, not Meta Money, but definitely go check out that channel. They put out some really good content. But he had a quote I thought was pretty poignant here. Right now, if you look at any developer, when they implement NFTs in their games, they have to choose a single blockchain, be it Polygon, Solana, or Binance Smart Chain. But imagine a more interoperable position here. And that it seems like maybe trying to branch out and spread that the one chain mentality that we just see so prevalent within gaming. Now, Mac, interoperability obviously has been on a wish list for years. Everybody knows this is the move, but is this something that developers can actually do? As someone who does develop behind the scenes, you are one of the shadowy coders. Is it often for people to be familiar with two blockchains? I mean, is that a unicorn? Is that very rare? How common is that exactly?
I'd say right now it's probably a unicorn in a sense that if you're building on, let's say, Ethereum, I primarily build on Ethereum, you want to have a deep and fundamental understanding of that platform. And you can't overextend yourself too much because you then become a master of none. So where we're at right now is that in this early stages of learning from a programming perspective, you can't spread yourself too thin. And it's very challenging to actually learn and build in these spaces. Over time, a lot of these things will be abstracted out and made a lot easier so that you can actually start building on different things. And now from like an interoperability standpoint, at the end of the day, these blockchains, they're basically databases, and it's having conversations with different databases. And what you've seen in like the Web 2 space is you have different databases that you can leverage, but if you want to communicate with a different database, you have something called like an API that basically allows you to fetch and read and write data. I think as the platforms expand and they become more robust, they're going to create something similar that abstracts this layer and makes it a lot easier for developers to build on it. And once we have interoperability in the actual crypto ecosystem, I think that's super interesting. But I think what's hypercritical in the gaming industry is interoperability across games. Because if an NFT is only valid in that game, I think the value and there's some limitations there. It's not like agnostic across different NFT gaming. So what interests me more is kind of gaming cross compatibility.
Okay. Now, he did have a good track record by all accounts at TikTok gaming. ByteDance, of course, is the larger corporation of TikTok. It looks like their mobile game segment generated over $1 billion in their first 12 months. So by all accounts, I would say that's fairly successful. Now, Ben, I know this is, a touchy subject. You've had your own issues with TikTok. You lost your account with roughly 3 million followers. Given that experience, talking to some of these people at the highest levels, a normal person can reach, will ByteDance be able to successfully roll out blockchain gaming in any kind of real way? Or will Jason Fung's new company, Meta Zero, be able to roll these out? Do you have any confidence in that they'll be the ones to solve this secret sauce?
No, zero confidence. I have a lot of confidence that they'll steal all your data. That's what I have a lot of confidence in. And provide no customer support. Who wants to play a game with no customer support? Am I right? But in all seriousness, though, well, actually, all that was serious. So that's my answer.
Okay. Is there anybody that you're looking to be the leader in gaming besides hit gaming, of course?
Hit gaming, obviously, going to be the leaders in that charge. Look, TikTok is an attention platform, and gaming is a different kind of attention than what they're after. So I don't really see the relevance of them going after gaming. I think it reminds me of, kind of like Facebook adding stories, for instance, right? Like Facebook has stories now. It started on Instagram, obviously. And of course, we know that You know, TikTok was kind of based on the same idea as stories. It's just a function that anybody can add, but that doesn't mean that people are going to be going there looking for that kind of content. Like if you're wanting to scroll like story type content, you're going to go to Instagram, or you're going to go to Reels, or you're going to go to TikTok. If you happen to open your Facebook, if you still have one, like you might check it out. I mean, that would be probably what I would see with TikTok. The one advantage that TikTok does have is that they have a lot of very high-powered influencers there that have become megastars through TikTok alone, and their people will eat up anything they sell. You know, kind of like you know, Kim Kardashian had some. Remember, she had some game she was pushing forever. There was like a fashion game or something. Of course, it crushed it because she's Kim Kardashian. So you have a lot of leverage from influencers on that platform. But that's really all they have. And you know, TikTok has really shown, you know, that they don't care about their user, and that comes back around at some point. So Facebook, look, I obviously hate Facebook. Facebook sucks. There's a lot of bad stuff about it. I only have one because of the business we run here. But what I would say is, you know, Facebook has better customer service than TikTok. I think that should tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah. And when it comes to influencers out there that can push it, Addison Ray, 1v1 me, Rust, Sniper Rifles
Addison,
only.
what's up?
Now, Meg,
She's a nice
you were at Malta. It was a Gala Games event, and I kind of want to ask your direction of gaming. I kind of see two paths forward. There's going to be the lower quality. You could maybe play on your phone. Graphics aren't a thing. Think a Bejeweled. Or it's going to be kind of like the Gala model where it's competing with the Fortnites, competing with the Call of Duties or the Red Dead Redemptions with larger teams, much higher graphics. What do you see out of those two being the next wave here? What is going to be more successful?
Well, Gala does have their partnership now with Epic Games, and I look at this from a parent standpoint. So I do have an 8-year-old son who is game. We have checked out different blockchain games together and kind of explored those. He's not interested at this point because the graphics, they just aren't there. Whereas you get somebody like Gala coming in, partnering with Epic, bringing in these new games, the graphics are definitely there. So I do think that from a consumer perspective, the eye is drawn to that. So I think it'll just take time. We're very, very early in the gaming space. So someone's going to come in though and do very well, I think.
God, I feel bad for all the Candy Crush people. Remember, Candy Crush used to be the biggest game in America, I felt. All right, Taco, you're probably the biggest blockchain gamer out of the entire panel. You put me on to several gaming NFTs. I think the Pluto Alliance partnership with Eververse was one of my first experiences. So you're also familiar with this. Everything that we've done is, you know, we will see it in different blockchains. We've seen Steppen, Solana, you're in that ecosystem. Polygon with Eververse, you're in that ecosystem. You know, Cardano, there's we're looking at a video. I can't name the names, but we're looking at that ecosystem. What blockchain, what major blockchain do you think is going to lead the charge?
So, I mean, with the CryptoKitties, that was on Ethereum, and it worked back when it was launched because gas was low. But when gas goes up, games on Ethereum don't work. So they moved to Polygon. So Polygon has worked, but once it gets bottlenecked, that might be a problem in the future. So they've kind of got to scale that better. Cardano, it could come to Cardano. It's again with a blockchain load. It gets loaded up and then transactions get bottlenecked. Solana goes offline. So man, it's a toss in the air. Who knows which blockchain is going to come out on top, because we kind of have to go with what we have at the moment. So with the low users, it does work on these blockchains, but when you get the masses, like if Fortnite were to come out, like how is that going to work with transactions and the blockchain kind of catch up with all this? So man, maybe this Meta Zero guy can pull something off that's never been done before. So, I mean, I'm just in the camp of I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to play the games that come out, and I'll continue to play them if they're good. So it's a toss in the air. Who knows? I mean, the tech isn't there yet.
All right. I would say BSCs, by all accounts, seems to do an okay job. But all right, let's talk a little stable coin. Steady, lads. Don't deploy the capital just yet. Looks like there's tons of stablecoin sitting on the sidelines. We looked at some of the market caps and a lot. This is we're up 20x from previous markets when it comes to these accounts. And I'm looking at some of these the amounts went from 7 billion to 147 billion. Let me just say that one more time. 7 billion to 147 billion. And that's just from April 2020. Think about that. That is the market cap of stablecoins. So we're seeing a huge increase. And then this is at the same time the total index of crypto has fallen from 3 trillion. I think we just looked, it's around roughly 950 million. So Mac, there's this huge divide. Prices are low. I mean, Bitcoin is barely above the 2017 highs, and we have over 20x the stable coins sitting on the sideline. Do you feel that maybe Tether dominance is going to be a new, what are your thoughts on people start tracking Tether dominance for market sentiment? Would you consider that a good metric, a good data point to use?
It's definitely worth like looking at for sure, and I think it's very important to consider the importance of stable coins in the crypto ecosystem, especially as we want to surpass the $3 trillion market cap over time. And that's that if there isn't a truly stable coin, right? If you go to Terra Luna, right, the stablecoin wasn't very stable. But the second people lose confidence in the stablecoin ecosystem means that they're likely to take their money out of the crypto ecosystem, bring it to an exchange, cash out, and bring it into a traditional fiat currency. The second that money leaves the crypto ecosystem, it may never come back. So having a stablecoin that people can trust is so critical, because a lot of people in crypto, they just keep their money in crypto. They keep it in this ecosystem. And the main reason that happens is because of things like Tether, because of USDC, because of these stable coins that exist. So moving out of your crypto assets, bringing it into the stable coin is something that the crypto natives need so that they can keep their money in this, especially businesses, especially people who are actually using capital from an operational standpoint. So I think it's something worth keeping an eye on in relation to the total market cap, right? So if the total market cap of crypto is dropping and that's increasing, it's probably an indication that, okay, people want to go to the quote unquote safe haven in the crypto ecosystem, which is stable coins. But I think it's a lot like maybe Bitcoin dominance, kind of a derivative of that. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on, but I'm not surprised by the massive increase from 7 to 130, I believe you said. This is something
147.
That,
yeah,
we really
it
need.
jumped 140. Yeah. All right. Well, Ben, on that note, we have increased $140 billion, and there's a sentiment I've been getting lately, and is everybody is expecting Bitcoin to go lower. And I'll say this, I'll put myself out there. I went from someone who didn't really think it'd go below 27 to pretty quickly saying, I could see it hitting 11, 12, 13. And I made that jump within weeks. It was, obviously Terra and a lot of macro factors had to play with that. But is that starting to make you feel a little more bullish? I feel like a lot of these, the 140 billion people, a large percentage of people like, I'm waiting for it to get turbo nuked and it's going to hit this very low level I have in my head. Is that making you more bullish in a weird way?
No, absolutely not. I think what it boils down to, we talked about it this morning on the show. Something that nobody else is talking about. Nobody else is considering this right now, which is the liquidity crunch from all the insolvent exchanges and people not being able to sell Bitcoin right now or trade their Bitcoin because they can't get access. Think about all the people on Celsius that want to go withdraw their money and maybe cash out and they can't. So when you're looking at all these exchanges across, the landscape here, having a lot of problems and a lot of topsy-turviness, I guess you could say, it stands to reason that there's a large amount of Bitcoin that has not been sold simply because people cannot sell it right now. It's forced hodling. And so that in the short term seems to indicate maybe we do get a relief rally. I do believe that we get a drop tomorrow once the Fed minutes come out. I think it'll probably bounce back over the weekend. And I do think we can go upwards from 24 to 28K. I think it is possible, but I still believe we hit 10 to 14K after the midterm election. That's just what we've seen consistently. We only have history. Any person who says, well, this time it's different because we got this, we got that, we got this, we got that, until the data proves to be different, then I'm going to stick with history. And we pretty much, outside of the number, we nailed the bull run time frame for 2 years. We had it nailed. We just got the dust and the cobwebs of euphoria that was over us as prices were going up. It made us not really realize we were right. We should have sold everything in October, November. So I think that's really what we're looking at right now is we are going to see another capitulation event. I think we're going to look back whenever it does happen. It's going to be very obvious that was the bottom. I don't think this is going to be like a thing where it's, was that the bottom? I think it's going to be pretty easy to tell. So, but I think that 14K is the range.
Okay. Now, Meg, I think Ben brought up a good point with the forced hodling. And I would agree. I don't think enough people are talking about this. There is a lot of forced hodling. I want my ETH back from Celsius. I wouldn't sell it at this point anyways, but not everyone thinks that way, and especially with stablecoins. Is there something to that with this forced hodling? If all these people were given their Tether, their USDC, their DAI, whatever the stablecoin might be, would there be a grand amount of selling, maybe selling to fiat off-ramps, maybe selling to different exchanges, trading for Bitcoin? Could that lead to another stablecoin's insolvency? Is that any concerns of yours?
I feel like there is a big fear out there right now with everything that is going on. So yeah, if people were to get their hands back on those stable coins off of those platforms, I do think there could be a little bit of trouble, because I think everybody is going to probably move over to fiat, which might not be the smartest thing to do, though. I mean, I'm not sure, but I feel like now's the time that we really need to be focused and looking at the market and really learning and understanding, because there could be a huge opportunity here to accumulate crypto that will be here to accumulate Bitcoin to hold long term. So
yeah,
just have to see what happens.
But
I think that there's a huge opportunity that people are going to miss. So
well, let's hope it doesn't happen. And Taco, on that note, I kind of threw out some stables. I'll just kind of repeat them. We have USDT. We have USDC, we have BUSD, we have DAI. So there's more, several stable coins. Which one do you think would be the first to fail if one was to go under? Is there any that you perhaps don't trust yourself?
I know. I think Tron has one called USDD that was getting depegged the other day. Right now it's at 99 cents.
Oh,
so
yeah, USDT.
Maybe some of these smaller ones that are under $1 billion market cap are definitely close to not having enough probably to cover what's out there on the market. And then, yeah, what Ben said, everything locked up. It's forced hodling, so it's kind of giving them a little bit of time to maybe recoup that crypto. So, I mean, yeah, I'd say any of these smaller ones that you really don't see on the top of coin market cap, I'd say USDT and USDC are my two go-tos. So other than that, I really wouldn't put any in any of the other ones.
Okay, good data point. I think that's a good takeaway there. Look at the volume, look at the amount, and see what is out there. What is that market cap? If it's a stable coin of a market cap of 100 million, yeah, maybe the one with 40 billion could be a little bit more trustworthy. But
exactly.
That is all the time we had. And Ben, you came out swinging, or I should say you rolled in swinging, and looks like you took it home. You might have to get a third belt behind you. Feel free. Leave us with some parting thoughts. Tell us how was Disney? Whatever you want. Show us the bruise. Whatever you want to do here.
Oh, I've already got. Fourth. Actually, I've got a whole stack of them. So that's what happens when you're the best.
Shout out to guys. Prize.
I am so glad to be back. So glad to be back on Around the Blockchain. So glad to be back in the office around my people, the BitSquad. We love you guys so much. Make sure to follow everybody on the panel here today. As always, is the only show where you get the true perspective of experts in the field with no bias. So we appreciate all you guys, and the confetti already fell. I'm going to peace out.
That is all we got time for today. And until next time, BitSquad, be blessed. Clean up all that 4th of July firework debris out of your streets. No polluting.